Mrs. Riley says when she met her husband, he was everything she ever wanted. But when they got married, he became everything she wanted to get away from. Today on Divorce Court. All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Riley v. Riley.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Riley and Mr. Riley. Welcome to Divorce Court. Thank you all very much for joining us and trusting us with your relationship. And welcome, everyone, to today's case. Mr. and Mrs. Riley have been together for 3 years. They've been married only 2 years, but they are facing a crossroads because Mrs. Riley says sometimes her husband's controlling ways is just too controlling. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of it. Mrs. Riley, why are we in court today?
Well, I'm here in court today because I would like to ask my husband for a divorce. He didn't turn out to be the man I thought he was. He's controlling, a little disrespectful when it comes to sexual things, and he has a gambling issue that's a problem for our finances.
So you think you may have jumped into this a little too quick?
I did, because the person that he showed me to be, yes.
Well, I'm going to turn to you, Mr. Riley. You heard what your wife said. What do you say, sir?
Well, I'm here to prove to her that I am not the person she portrays me to be.
And you think that your marriage can be saved, Mr. Riley?
It's a very good possibility.
Okay, well, this is where we're going to make that decision. Now, I usually hear from the defendant when they say they want to save their marriage. They usually say it with their chest. You said it with, like, the back of your neck. You didn't say it with your chest, like it wasn't something that you was convinced of.
I don't know, maybe it's that little military that I have in me that when your feelings are hurt on certain issues, you kind of be a little bit more
Military people that I know, they don't get their feelings hurt. They stand on the wall. Don't even try
I stand
that.
on my wall. I
Hello?
stand on the wall, but...
Okay, there you go. And by the way, if you're a veteran, I am very grateful for your service on behalf of a grateful nation. Now, Mrs. Riley, take me back to a time where he didn't have his feelings hurt. Tell me about when you all first met.
We actually met at a dealership. He was looking at a car that I thought was nice. So I just reached out to him like, hey, you like that car? And he was like, oh, I have one. I'm like, okay, cool, you know. So we started a conversation. Upon that, he asked for my phone number, which I thought was kind of odd, because I'm like, oh, I didn't know he liked me like that, or I didn't think that he, you know, felt that way. So I gave him my phone number. The conversation was really nice. It felt like I had known him from years.
Mr. Riley, did you like Mrs. Riley in a romantic way from the beginning?
Like I said, the conversation was so beautiful. I kind of like fell in love with her right then at that moment because of that conversation and that it could partake in something stronger.
Mrs. Riley, how long did you all date?
It wasn't even a year. As I said, when I met him, I went to Vegas for my birthday.
Okay.
And I was on the verge of a breakup, and I went to Vegas to see if I really wanted to walk away or if I wanted to stay. And while I was out of town and he knew I was in Vegas, he just sends me $100, and I thought it was the sweetest thing. I was like, this man doesn't even know me. When I got home, I called him, we started dating, and from that time, we were just inseparable. We were together all the time.
You got bought for $100. Come on now.
It wasn't the $100 thing. I think it was a thing of, you don't know me, and you're willing to make sure I have a decent birthday, not knowing me or not. He never said he wanted to date me. At the time, it was just hey, this is your birthday.
Player, you knew exactly what to do. I completely get that. Well, all right, so he got you. How'd it go wrong?
Well, I can't even necessarily say I'm wrong, because we did trips, we had a lot of time together. It was like once we got married, it was like, okay, now I own you, you're mine. I don't want you doing this, I don't want you doing that. And it's like, anything that I did, he didn't want me to have conversations with any other gentleman other than him. He felt like once we got married, it was like, I said this. You're not supposed to talk to this man, and you're not supposed to talk to that man.
No, I didn't say it like that.
It sounds like you said it like that because you're saying it like that here.
But that's my tone. My tone is my tone. I'm not gonna...
And that's the thing, too. I'm a soft, gentle person. You don't have to talk to me or be, you know, degrading or even talk disrespectful to me, because I understand.
You all clearly did not get to know each other well enough to know your communication style. That's something that would have happened in that dating process. Mm-hmm. During that dating process, I think you all were still doing daisies and daffodils and sunflowers and not really getting to know each other. And it's not like you kids. So I want to jump to, well, because you've said he was, quote, disrespectful when it comes to sexual things.
So I don't know what his past was, but his thing was, and not to be disrespectful, was, you gonna suck my, and I'm like, what? I'm your wife. That's not how you're going to talk to me, and that's not how you're going to treat me, and that's not how you're going to get it. If I'm going to do it, it's because I want to, but not because you're talking to me or making me feel like I'm not worthy or a hoe or something. Like, that's how you talk to other people. I said, do you not hearing the songs how they degrade women? They said, and this is how you're approaching me, and that's how it makes me feel, so I don't want to do it.
That's actually a wonderful conversation to have, so that you're telling him your needs, and then he can share with you his needs. Mr. Riley, Mrs. Riley makes sense to me that she needs to be smooth talked, not treated like a hoe. I don't even know how else to say it. I don't know how else to say it.
In all fairness, she's right about that. I should have went about it a lot differently instead of just worrying about my needs at that moment. That's right. That's fair, you know.
Fair enough.
But this is not just one time. This is all the time that he wants.
I like it all the time.
But that's what I'm saying. This is how you approach it all the time. You're not even giving me the opportunity to even want to embrace, to want to even do that because of the things that you do for me, because you're approaching me disrespectful.
But what leads up to the intimacy?
And first of all, what I do for you don't have nothing to do with that situation. What I do for you and what I did for you is because the way I felt about you. That has nothing to do with sexual.
And me saying I appreciate it, saying to have sex with my husband or to, hey, I can do this. This man is taking care of me. He's doing what he's supposed to do. But when it comes to sex, he's not romantic at all. He's used to being with people who are this easy, and I'm not that easy.
That's not
Give
true.
me to me. From the story, it is, and I'll just say, hey, just get me in the mood. Kiss my neck, hold my hand, do something romantic to make me get in the mood.
There's a witness, and it's actually your daughter. Am I correct, Mrs. Riley?
Yes, ma'am.
Once she moved into his house, it just seemed like every single thing changed. He just came out the gate aggressive, controlling, and just manipulative from the gate.
Mr. Riley, what was that about? You know, actually, I'm glad that there's a witness to help us to sort of delve into how quickly you all got together. And it's actually your daughter. Am I correct, Mrs. Riley?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful. I have asked your daughter, Ashley Blanton, to join us. I want to find out a little bit about the dating and what led up to the marriage. Would you ask the witness to join us, Corey?
Sure thing. Ma'am.
Ah, what a beautiful lady. Welcome to court.
Hello, how are you, Judge?
Will you please introduce yourself formally for the record?
My name is Ashley Blanton.
And what's your relationship with the plaintiff and the defendant?
She's my mother.
Okay. I understand you were some red flags from the beginning.
There was. My first impression meeting him was like, I was like in my room kind of hanging out. Like I said, I was pregnant, and I overhear just like arguing. I mean, loud voices, cussing, just real controlling behavior, and I'm just like, what is going on?
Is that your first time actually being in a situation where the two of them were having a disagreement?
Yes.
And was that something different for you?
Yes.
I have to assume your mom does not argue in that way.
Correct.
Okay, and so this was new.
She does not communicate that way at all.
Yeah.
So it was a red flag for me to hear it because I am the more aggressive one. Mm-hmm. So when I heard it, I instantly hopped up like, who is he talking to? And who house? Because, baby, you could go and not come back. And that's how I felt about it. And he left.
Okay.
He didn't have no choice. But he came back the next day and he apologized. And I appreciated that he apologized. But the behavior never changed.
So I understand there was an incident surrounding a baby shower.
Yes, it was. So right after they met each other, I was having my baby shower. Previous to that, we had like a little dinner or something at her house, and I seen some new shoes that she had, and they were like so cute.
Of course, you went in your mama's closet.
Like, they're like some pastel colored shoes, and I'm like, Mom, this would go really good for my baby shower outfit. And she's like, oh yeah, go ahead and get, you can wear them for the baby shower. I went and got super dolled up, got a nice outfit to go with it and everything. And an hour before the baby shower, I'm calling her like, Mom, where you at? Where's the shoes? She's like, he won't let me out the house with the shoes. And I'm like, what do you mean he won't let you out the house with the shoes? This is like my whole baby shower outfit is surrounded around these shoes. And then he didn't even come to the baby shower and tried to keep her from coming to the baby shower.
Whoa,
she
stop.
had to...
Whoa, stop.
Wait
Stop.
1 second, Mr. Ryder. I want to
She
hear
had
the
to
point.
rush last minute to go to the store to go buy me the same exact shoes so I would not be upset because I was distraught that my baby shower was destroyed.
Calm down. Your baby shower wasn't destroyed. The baby here?
The baby
Okay. I could see why you would be annoyed. However, Mr. Riley, you interrupted. You said that's not what happened.
No. First of all, I ain't buying nothing for her for anybody else to use. Period. She could buy her own. And I wasn't invited.
Mr. Riley, when you give a gift to somebody, that gift is for them to use in the manner in which they want to use it, okay? I literally was dumbstruck when you said, I didn't buy her something for somebody else to use. You didn't give her something. You let her borrow something that you wanted to retain ownership of. That's not a gift.
All right,
and this is her daughter. So I don't understand what your problem was with that, sir.
I didn't like it, and I said what I said.
Fair enough.
Because you're a family member does not mean I have to like you.
Mr. Riley has let it be known that he did not marry your family. He only married you. He's not gonna change. That's who he is. Plain and simple.
Mom, you just need to come home with me. You just need to sign the papers and just go home with me because clearly he's not the person for you.
What he did for me, he felt was for me, and he treated me okay, but it was like it was just me. So he felt like, I'm doing this because I love you. I don't have to deal with your family or your daughter being disrespectful or whatever this may be, and that's what caused the rift too.
And I understand.
I was about to say, can I speak on that?
Yes, of course.
Because prior to that, I had never had any interactions with him that were disrespectful. As I stated before, I stayed out of that relationship. My mother left me high and dry to go live with this man, not even 6 months until we moved into our house.
So you all were living together?
We were living together. I paid for us to move into a place together so we could join incomes and help each other. She had just moved back from Michigan, and I don't have any family here. So right after, once she moved into his house, it just seemed like every single thing changed. He just came out the gate aggressive, controlling, and just manipulative from the gate.
Mr. Riley, what was that about?
You know, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to this, and I'm like, it doesn't add up. It's not true. I don't have to have contact or interaction with anybody else in there. I'm having interaction with my wife, trying to get to know my wife, not her 33-year-old son or her daughter. I'm trying to get to know my wife.
But Mr.
That's
Riley,
my first intention.
I understand that, but Mr. Riley, did you not know she had a life before? It's not like she was 23 years old.
She had a life before her. Nobody left her high and dry. We were still paying the rent in her place. Because she moves on with her life and falls in love with me, and we move into a place together, we ain't leave her stranded.
But Mr. Riley,
Nobody's
from
leaving
what
you high and dry.
what I'm listening to is Mrs. Riley wanted to have a familial relationship. That's what she was looking for, but it clearly was not what you were looking for.
No, that's fine. Everybody can have a familiar and a bonding relationship, but that also takes time. Because you're a family member does not mean I have to like you. Does not mean I have to be involved with you.
And that's why I have a problem with that, because anytime I come around, you're talking to my mom disrespectful, or you're talking to not only my children disrespectful. I did let him come in and play a grandfather role to my children, because he was great to my children from the beginning. It seemed like just out of nowhere, a light switched, and he was just the same condescending behavior that he portrays upon her, he started to do it to us. And I'm like, whatever he feels or however he feels is not because he personally experienced me that way.
And then...
Mrs. Riley, you brought this case.
And really, I don't talk bad about my kids. I've been through a lot. Like I said, I didn't have to move back to Michigan. I came back or whatever. And it was to help my daughter and my grandkids. And hey, let me get back to, we can split the bills. His thing was with that is like, okay, we're doing all of this. Where's her half? Or why is she not participating?
Miss Riley, you seem that you flip from one thing to the next.
Because
you
she
decided,
cannot...
excuse me, Mr. Riley, I don't know what happens in your house, but this is my house. My name's on the wall. I talk. When I talk, I talk. You met the man at a car dealership. You jumped from one relationship that was toxic to another relationship that clearly is toxic because you don't know the man yet. You didn't incorporate a family, but you're telling me that family is important to you. What do you want out of a relationship?
I need my peace right now. Like, I'm taking care of everybody.
I could sense that. I don't even see happy with you, Ms. Riley, am I right?
It's like I'm taking care of everybody. And when I try to explain, like, I want to spend time with you, but I still have a family that I have to take care of. So now I want my space. So he would go out of town a lot, and it was okay for me to stay at his house. So it was like I was in the house by myself.
What do you want out of this, Miss Riley?
I need peace. And I want somebody to see what I go through. I just need to be happy and be able to enjoy my life. I've raised my kids. I've raised my grandkids. I have a husband I can travel with and do all those things. And I started doing those things with him. And it's like I got used to that. And then when my daughter got into a situation again, I felt like I had to step back in and help because I had to make sure that my grandchildren were okay.
Mrs. Riley, you brought divorce papers to court.
Yes.
Is that what you think will give you peace?
At this point, I do. And the reason I say that is because if a man's gonna love me, he's gonna love me for me and everybody that I love too. So they're still my family. Regardless if you think they're doing me right or wrong, your thing is to make sure that I'm okay and you were my backbone. And if you're letting me go because you don't like my children, you don't have to deal with them, but they're still a part of me.
She's not going nowhere.
No, she's
not going nowhere. Everybody need to get, let's be clear. She's not going nowhere. Right. She's gonna be in your life for the rest of your life. And you're going to always be there for this young woman. Am I correct, Ms. Riley?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Riley, can you accept that, yes or no?
No.
May I have the papers?
And I also said, like, well, I took the wedding ring because you asked me to marry. I married you. I feel like they're mine, and I should have them back.
You want your wedding rings back?
Yes, and that was a part of the gambling problem. He has a gambling problem. He got into some money issues, and because I love him, I said, look, hey, just pawn the rings. We'll get them back later so that we could pay off the debt that we needed to pay off. He didn't want to do that because he felt like if we got back together, he wanted me to have the rings that he bought for me for us to be married.
Now, Mrs. Riley, Mr. Riley has let it be known that he did not marry your family. He only married you. He's not going to change. That's who he is. Plain and simple.
Mom, you just need to come home with me. You just need to sign the papers and just go home with me because clearly he's not the person for you.
Shall I serve the papers?
Yes, please.
Serve the papers.
You've been served.
Ms. Riley, do you have the strength to walk out of this courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
What you walking into, ma'am?
I'm walking into a peaceful life for myself.
Say it with your chest.
I'm walking into a peaceful life for myself.
Ashley, go stand next to your mama. I cannot make Mr. Riley sign those papers, but I can provide you with a transcript so that you can take them down to civil court and start divorce proceedings, which is exactly what you need to do. Toxic masculinity is not what a marriage makes. Will you please take your mother out of here?
Yeah.
Walk into your new life.
You want to walk this way?
Sometimes it's just time to move on, Mr. Riley. Everybody can make a mistake, and this was a mistake. I think two people need to be compatible. Talk about equally yoked. Y'all ain't neither compatible nor equally yoked. That's my verdict.
I'm not sure how somebody can love somebody and not love their children. It's like I would never do that to him.
Yeah. Well, you know I'm gonna always be here for you, so don't worry about that. You got it. I got you.
I love you.
I love you more.
Made in Georgia.